Stop wasting your time dwelling or thinking about petty things. Today, I am right now at Brian Jessel BMW, a BMW retailer in Vancouver. I'm just returning some license plates. What happened was in January, I got in a car accident. It total lost my car, and I had to get another car. So I leased another. I waited like several weeks to find out if the car was totaled or whether I had to get it repaired. The result was I had to get a new BMW. I had to get a new car because it was totaled. So I just got at least a new BMW, which is the one I'm in right now. And then a few weeks later, like actually a couple months later, right now it's April, I realized, hey, I got new insurance for this new BMW, but I didn't get insurance. I paid for insurance for this new BMW for a whole year, but I prepaid the insurance on my last BMW for the whole year, but I didn't get to use the entire year. So I have to get a refund from the insurance company. So I called and asked BMW and asked ICBC, the insurance company, what do I do? And they said, you need to get the plates of the vehicle that was in the total loss. So I called ICBC, the insurance company, and I said, I need to get the license plates. They're like, okay, sure. This was like maybe a month or two ago. And they were like, oh, it's in Coquitlam. So I said, okay, sure, I'll head there. And then when I was going there, I called them and they're like, oh, sorry, it just shipped from Coquitlam to Richmond. So it's not there anymore. You have to wait until it arrives in Richmond. And then the office there in Richmond will give you a call. And I was like, okay, that's great, because I live in Richmond. It's closer. So I waited a couple weeks, and I'm like, okay, sure enough, they should have called me by now. And so I called ICBC, and they're saying, oh, it says it's still in transit. I'm like, that's weird. And a week later, I called again, and they're like, yeah, it's still in transit. But I'm like, I'm pretty sure it's there already. Probably an administrator or someone in receiving didn't enter it correctly. So I said, okay, I'm just gonna go to the claim center and I will see if it's there. So I go to the claim center. Today I went to this ICBC licensing office, and they're like, no, we're the wrong one. You have to go to another ICBC center in Richmond. So I was like, okay, drive to the other ICBC center in Richmond, and they're like, oh, we found it. It's actually the person entering the information entered it wrong, and they spelled your name wrong. That's why we never contacted you. And then when you take the plates, you have to take these license plates and go to BMW, and then where I got insurance, and then they have to take the license plates and cancel it on their side with the insurance company, ICBC, and then they'll backdate the insurance. But they can only backdate the insurance about 45 days. So then after that, they have to, the total loss was in January. So technically, they should be backdating it from, today's April 11th. So technically, they should be backdating it like 3 months. But they said they only backdated 45 days. So they have to submit an application to ICBC, and that might take a couple weeks or something like that. So it's taken up a lot of my time. So I was thinking about this. It was really, it's supposed to be really frustrating. But I'm not really frustrated. I'm just like, oh, okay, I have to step through a couple more hoops. Sure, I'll step through a couple more hoops. But then in the back of my mind, the voice is like, no, you should complain. Like, it's not fair, blah, blah, blah. So I said, no, I'm just going to step through a couple more hoops. And yeah, it's tough and it's time consuming, but like, I can't expect them to chase me down for the refund. I have to go get it myself. And the thought entered my mind today, the reflection today is, many people will take this example and they would get frustrated and angry, and they're like, oh, screw BMW or screw ICBC or screw the insurance company. Man, I should sue them, and they wasted a whole ton of my time. I took time off for this, and they let all this toxic noise get into their mind, and it just makes them have a bad day. And that's why most people don't do well in life. They just take all these inconveniences and then they say, oh, it's not fair, why me? And then they make themselves a victim, and they dwell in this victim mentality swimming pool, and they think the world is out to get them. Instead, whereas me, I just, okay, it's a couple extra hoops that I have to jump through. It's a little bit inconvenient, but I don't want to spend time like thinking about it or complaining about it. Like, you know, no one's perfect. Yeah, I had to wait a couple months, and it's troublesome, but just get it done. Just get it done and move on. I'd rather spend the rest of my time thinking about how I can build my business, how I can add value to people around me, how I can make more wealth, or how I can love my family more. Why do people spend so much time dwelling on these petty things? Yeah, it's inconvenient, but so what? Like, life is not supposed to be completely convenient for you. Oh, but they're like a luxury retailer. Oh, well, ICBC or the insurance company should be better. They should be more diligent. Oh, the government should be on top of it. They're not. They're not on top of it all the time. Like, you gotta wake up and you gotta recognize that, like, you have to take ownership. And sometimes when other people don't take ownership over their stuff, you have to take ownership for them. And you have to go out and grab what is yours. And for me, it was that refund, and I had to step through a bunch of hoops, which I wasn't supposed to. Like, I didn't need to. They were supposed to call me, but they didn't. But so what? Go get through this. Stop like dwelling in your mind over these petty things. And that's what holds people back. And they think about these petty things that aren't fair, and then they waste their day away because they just think about this stuff. And then they go back home and they complain to their wives or husbands, and it just spreads negativity all over the place. Instead, why don't you use those brain cells and think of how you can add value, how you can love people, how you can give more, how you can build your own business, how you can take your wealth or your business or your personal life to the next level. Instead of thinking of all these petty inconveniences and, oh, the cashier gave me the incorrect change, or the cashier was mean to me, oh, the waitress didn't give me good service. And then they like spew it all on Facebook and Twitter, and like they just spend time like just sharing this like complaints. Like I don't know about you, but I don't like to read complaints on Facebook. I'm not against it, but it's not like, oh, let me scroll on Facebook and see how many complaints I can read. I want to read some toxic stuff. No, I'm okay with people sharing their struggles and that kind of stuff, but like some people just complain over the pettiest things. I mean, get over it. So anyways, just my rant for today, but hopefully this message share some light. Like when successful people go through challenges, they don't like sit there and complain and they just move over it. Like they just move on. They roll up their sleeves, they get it done, and they move on. They don't like bitch and whine and moan and you know, my mentor always talks about he doesn't accept BMWs, bitchers, moaners, and whiners into his program. And yeah, it just doesn't help anybody. Those bad apples just spread toxicity, and it's not good for anyone. Hopefully you found value. Subscribe, comment below, share with me if this video really helped you, and share this video with somebody who really needs to hear this message. Until next time, I'll see you in the next video.